literally a tank came out with an ability that was supposed to ground people, and it just fucking doesn't, or
All right, we're
barely
live
works,
now.
and people could just leave out of it. And I was like, oh, this is just a better version of like this tank's abilities, and the people were like, that's such a bronze tank. Much is for zoning, and I'm like, literally what they said it should do when they released him was ground people and make them slow and not move, and it doesn't. And now Cassidy has a fucking grenade that grounds people and then shuts down. They can't even push the button for their movement ability. Like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. It's actual bullshit.
All right.
Oh, I got it.
You got it working? Excellent.
Yeah, it works.
So, Goldy, I may have to do your initiative manually, but while you're rolling that, and you can tell me afterwards, I have 2 rules I want to run by you guys. One of them is going to be a little difficult today because we're rolling initiative at the beginning of the session anyways, but the main thing is that everyone rolls initiative when we start playing the D&D game that week. And if you get into a fight, it's already ready to go. And then the initiative starts with whoever makes the first action. So in this case, Breker goes down the stairs. Initiative's already rolled. We start initiative at Breker.
Right.
Breker,
So
are you ahead of me? I swear to God, if I rolled one day.
But
the
one day.
But the difference here is that if it's a Breker or the minion, right, and it's kind of a mutual thing where they both see each other and it's going to be initiative no matter who's, like, as soon as Breker sees this thing and this thing sees Breker, they both want to fight right away. We'll just do rollies between me and Breker, and then it'll determine if the monster or him wants to go first.
Oh my God, Rob's life. Fuck yeah.
Ideally, we would probably do a quick draw thing, so it'll be Dex. But in this case, I like the idea that these are both big brutes. So I think between Breker and I, it'd be pretty cool if we just rolled based off of our strength, if you want to. For the 2
muscles.
Yeah, big muscles. All right. So Goldy, did you roll initiative for this fight yet?
I'm trying to scan where it would say before, and
yeah, you might have a little navigation issues.
First page.
Oh, I see it. I have not, so I will do that now.
Okay.
You see, I'm an expert at this because I ran it all off my phone, including the camera.
So many times.
For like a year and a half.
Cool. Okay, I don't think I need to change anything because it's the same number. It's 20.
Okay.
Only good thing in the game.
Let's see if this is not too loud. Okay, that should be okay. Okay, so that's the first roll. I think it's really cool. It saves us a lot of time when we roll initiative. It's really fun, etc., etc. So I think I'm going to do that from now on. It speeds things along. It makes your guys' decisions mean a little bit more when you find stuff. And if you have a high initiative score, you can still act relatively soon after the action. It just depends on certain things, but it basically helps you with decisions rather than just crunchy numbers of initiative. Okay. The other one is something that I talked with Cari last night about. I'm curious if you guys are going to be interested in, but for what it's worth, I'm considering changing our critical strike rules with regards to attack rolls. So instead of rolling your dice and then you roll it again to double your damage, it's very, very statistically unlikely for you to roll max damage. You know, it's like a 1 in 6 chance, or a 1 in 8, 1 in 10, 1 in 12, depending on what weapon you're using. And it's even more statistically unlikely if you have more weapon dice. So let's say, like in Mesh's case, he rolls sneak attack damage. That's a bunch of d6s. So we just tell Mesh it's maxed, and that's it. That's the roll. We don't roll damage; it's just done. So it could be really fun. If you need to roll it on D&D Beyond to clear the critical move, you can do that. But ideally, between us, you can do that. But the difference is, not only we're planning on rolling max damage, but I want to put you guys at a choice point. You can either get the maximum damage roll on your dice, or you can get an unintended effect or a bonus effect on top of your normal damage. But the context of the situation will determine what it is. And generally speaking, if you want to have the idea of what you want to do, it's going to be very how would I say this? It's going to be relatively tapered. It's not going to be like you can do this amazing thing and like the boss's head gets chopped off. No. You know, like ideally I'd like it to be something where it's a collaborative thing. So let's say like Dallan, you do like a huge thunder wave or something and it crits. I know it doesn't work that way, but I'm just using this as an example. If you
imagine,
if you did an attack roll spell and it hits them really hard, then and you get a crit, you could say, all right, I want an extra effect rather than max damage. So I was like, okay, roll your damage, we'll do the crunchiness, and then with the critical strike, I might say that the target is deafened for a round, or like they get pushed like 20 feet, or they go prone. You know, and in a weapon damage situation, they might get a bleed effect. So at the start of every turn, they take a weapon damage die from you. So it would just be like, depends on the context. It would be a little bit more thematic. It'd be cool for your character based off of what you're doing, or you could describe the action and your intended effect might determine the outcome of the bonus effect. But I just wanted to see if that was something you guys were interested in.
So when you say max damage, you're saying max original damage, no doubling.
Correct.
Okay.
Because in general, if you like the way that damage crits are made, it's made it to be higher than average is usually what ends up happening. And the more dice that get rolled, the closer to a maximum dice roll you get. But it still sucks when, let's say, Cari's playing her swords bard. She hits, or even Chalcedony rolls like a crit and rolls like a 1 and a 4. She still has less than a 6 die on her 2d6s that she just rolled. But, you know, there's still the possibility that she could roll like above, she could get anywhere between a 7 to a 12 at like a very good range. But it's statistically better off that you'll just take the maximum die of 6 plus modifier on a
you're
D6.
increasing your average, but you're reducing your maximum damage.
Correct. And it makes it more fair, and like you hit hard every time. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, the crits from the bosses don't hurt as much either. So like if you guys get hit with something that's really fucking nasty from me, it balances it a little bit better for, I think, larger play groups doing this. What do you guys think? Do you want to test it out this week?
I don't fully understand.
So basically, Jodie, you don't roll dice for your crits. If you want to take you can choose when you crit.
Well, that sounds dumb.
No, you take the max number that it would be, so you automatically get an 8 on
Yeah, so instead of rolling an extra dice, you just get the maximum possible die.
It keeps you from rolling like
you get the highest roll
1 when you're trying to do an amazing crit.
So normally you roll a d8 for your crit, and then you double it, right? So you could get a 1 and you double it to a 2, or you could get an 8 and you double it to a 16. But what we're saying is you're guaranteeing an 8 every time you crit.
Time you crit. You always get an 8. It's always the same plus your modifier.
So it's not 2 to 16, it's guaranteed 8.
Always 8. And if you hit hard, like if you get a big damage thing, let's say you pick up like an ability or a weapon that hits harder, you use more dice, all of those dice are maxed, not just the 1 dice.
Can I make a suggestion, Rob?
I'll be honest with you, I'm lost. When you say you crit, you mean when you roll a 20 or a D20?
Yeah, when you roll a natural 20 on the dice with an attack roll.
So you're saying when we get that, then we get an extra, we get to roll a D8 as well?
No, that was just an example.
You roll a d8 normally, right?
She rolls a d6 for your scimitar, right, Jodie? You roll a d6 for your scimitar.
6, yeah.
Yeah,
if you use one of your maneuvers, you get a d8, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, let's say you roll a natural 20 on a minion. You get a d6, turns into a 6 damage. Your d8 turns into an 8 damage automatically. You don't roll. It's just a 6 and an 8 on the dice. You get the highest possible result on both dice.
Oh, that's why I was muted. So you're saying this is better?
It's different. Average. It's not better.
average,
it's a
yeah.
bit more
Better
fair for
average.
everyone, and you don't have these situations where you're like, oh great, I crit, and then I rolled like 2 1s on my die.
And you're like, well, that was wonderful.
Yeah, you're like, awesome, I
sucks
did
when
less
you
than
roll
my
a 1
maximum
on
damage
crit.
would, or I would do. Like basically, you have the chance of rolling your dice below average.
We can
On a
always
normal
try
roll.
it as well. Because it's a new thing, I think it's okay for us to try it, and then when the event comes, Rob can walk us through it
Yeah.
again so that we can see it being played.
Right. I think
in
it's probably better
style.
off if we test it. The other alternative to this was much simpler in phrasing. So we just throw out the old rules, and when you crit, you just add damage equal to your level.
Oh, okay.
This is another option that I was considering, but I didn't like it. It was easier to
I
explain,
didn't like it as much.
but it doesn't do what the
I'm not sure
intended
about
effect is.
Okay.
So
I
you
think
crit and
I
you get
like
your...
the old way.
When it comes to my turn to do this one, can you just like tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Like when I need to do that, because
It might just be easier to roll the dice then. If we're gonna have confusion on this. So let's try that.
I'm gonna be confusion. I will be confused.
I just like the feeling of rolling a lot of dice.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's
That is
also the
true.
thing. When the players get a chance to roll dice, it's more fun. You just get to roll. Okay.
It's
But I still think that I want to do the initiative thing. I think the initiative thing is very easy to understand. We just roll initiative at the beginning of the game. We start when someone starts. And we start with that. So, Breker, let's roll. You and me. Just roll a strength, like raw strength.
Oh, excuse me.
Not good.
What'd you get?
I did a strength save and got a 3. So with my actual strength modifier, it's only a 6.
Don't do a strength save. Do like the strength score at the top. Try that again.
Yeah. So the D20 roll was a 3, so that becomes a 6.
that's dead.
Oof. That sucks because I rolled a 2, but my strength modifier's higher, so I got a 7. Oop. I did that in the ascending order. Descending order. And we'll start at the Slod's turn. All right. So this thing is down at the bottom of the stairs. I should probably set the scene a bit more for you. Let me just do that. So at the bottom...
I will just right before we get into everything, something we can talk about later, not this episode, but it does suck to roll really high on your initiative and then not be able to go first. That's just something to point out, because then there's just no point of having a high initiative score. I can see like the Slod going first and then skipping from him to Mesh, because he was the first to act, but Mesh is the highest to roll, but that's maybe something to talk through later. Because that happened to me in Harry's campaign and it really sucked. Or sorry, not Harry, Mark's campaign.
So you don't like that you can't go next even though you rolled really high?
Yeah, if you rolled, like, for example, Goldy has a 27, but he's going like 1, 2,
20.
he's going way after Devii.
I got a 20.
Oh,
I
sorry,
did well.
Mesh.
So are you saying you don't like it then, Cari?
I like the idea of whoever acts first going first. But
Yeah, I like the surprise round being the people who initiated the fight.
yeah.
But
Then we need to hop.
Okay,
and-
so let's do it this way.
adjust.
The people that have the first action that are there can act. So we'll do the slot, and then we'll do chef, and then we'll go top of the round.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause,
We'll
like,
probably have to make this a bit more contextualized, because like if everyone's in the same place
Yeah.
and then you act first, then that's where the initiative is.
Yeah. Because the main thing is it really takes a lot away from like the alert feat, which gives you like a crazy initiative. And it's like, well, what's the point of that if I'm
Yeah,
not
well,
gonna
I
do
don't
it?
like those feats anyways, so that's probably part of the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna act. At the bottom of this staircase at the tower, you guys are in a canonical shaped tower. It's got this ring arched buttress at the top, and the humanoid figures that were outside that you talked to get in. You guys climbed into the roof with a large ragged hole. You found a green looking slot thing like this there. And he was kind of in this irregular behavior in front of a large telescope. But then when you descended the staircase, Breker, even just a few steps, you can see at the bottom there is a another iron door that's been welded shut from the outside, and seems that it needs to be broken down. And there is a blue one on the other side of that doorway, and just becomes obstinate, like ready to fight. So he just pretty much takes a quick 5-foot step and then leaps at Breker and takes 3 attacks. So I will do 2 claw attacks and then a bite. Actually, we'll do the bite first and then 2 claws. Breker, what is your armor class?
21.
Okay, well, the second claw will miss, but what ends up happening is it jumps, and instead of doing something that seems normal, it pretty much bites your dominant hand, or your non-dominant hand that's holding your shield. So it's very tactful in its kind of chaos, but kind of just bounds up there, wheels its massive head around, and as you raise your shield, it leans over it and bites your arm. That'll be 11 points of piercing damage. And then it takes its mouth and pulls the joint out as it slightly deplates some of your armor. And then it has these like fang-looking things on its arm, almost like Wolverine, but 2 of these things look like bones that have what seems to be some sort of dripping poison or some shit on them. And that thing reaches over as it grabs your arm and just sinks that in there for a brief moment. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you take an additional 14 points of slashing damage as this thing rakes this blade across your arm.
Con 19.
Okay, that is enough. You do feel some sort of sapping effect, but you manage to shove him off and wick the wound fast enough with your maybe one of your bracers to kind of get that little bit of the what you perceive as some sort of poison or something that's dripping from those away. And as you do, you end up bashing his arm away from the second hit. It is your turn to act.
I'm gonna give him the smack.
Okay.
Smackdown.
Does a 9 hit?
No, it does not.
I will try the other smack.
Okay.
The other hand.
Does a 22 hit?
That does hit. Give me some damage.
Oh God.
I want to smite.
Okay.
And then I'm partly assuming that I charged my trident as well.
You charged your trident? Excuse me? What does that mean?
It does plus 1d8.
Is that radiant damage or
That's lightning
piercing?
damage.
Lightning damage? Okay. So give me that damage first, because that it is resistant. Like it doesn't seems like its scales and hide seem to absorb the lightning a bit.
7 of lightning damage.
Okay, so it'll take 3 lightning. Okay. And then you can wrap up the rest together.
The rest is 14.
Okay. Yeah, you sink this thing right up underneath its arm as it kind of like wheels away from getting batted. And then you just whisk one of those things as it kind of just sinks into its arm, and you see it draw this kind of like purpley blue blood. Scatters on the floor. All right. Now we're going to go top of the order as per Cari's suggestion. Not insurrection. Yeah. Mesh, you're up.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Is he on top of Breker or pinning Breker? What's exactly the
No.
position?
So it basically bit Breker, but he was able to fend him off before the the teeth and the claws could sink in. It's mostly just like a quick, fast maneuver to like get these wounds into him. It's kind of struggling to get purchased, but they're on the stairs. Yeah.
They're on the stairs. Okay.
So think of this as like a cylindrical way. Breker's about halfway down the stairs, And the stairs are about, I'm gonna say the stairs are about 10 feet wide. So there's enough room for 2 people to stand parallel.
And they're already standing there, so I can't like. How high up is the fall from the stairs? Is it high enough, or is it just like 3 feet off the ground?
Where you currently are at the top of the stairs, you cannot see them until you round the bend. Like you have to go down.
I mean, I'm walking up there, but I'm just saying, how high up there will they be from the fall? If I drop him, is it a big fall? Is it worth even pushing him off?
No. It's about 15 feet. They're closer to the bottom. Like it's not that tall.
Okay.
Once you get down there.
I'll just dagger, I guess, because yeah, I'll just dagger. That should hit 14 plus 9.
Yep, that's a hit.
First will be ice dagger. I get sneak attack for Breker being there.
Yes. Please give me the ice damage first, because it will be resistant.
All right. Ice is just a d6, so that's a 3 ice damage.
Did you have it, or am I gonna have it?
Down to 1.
Okay.
1 ice damage. 4d6 of sneak attack and 1d4 of regular. 11, 13, 14, 14 plus 4, 18. Plus, plus 5, 23 damage.
Okay. Yeah, it sinks into him.
Second dagger. This would be no advantage because no blackie on this one. I should still hit 19, I think.
Yep, that's a hit.
Minimum damage, that's 5 damage on the second dagger. I'll do something like first dagger hits him, I run up, grab that dagger and stab him with the second dagger on the other side of his head, like, you know. Now I'm trying to pin him and then push him off. Not actually pushing him because I can't do another push action, but like kind of doing it.
Okay. Those are your 2 attacks. So let's move on. Van.
I'm gonna slap this bitch with some fucking blindness.
Okay.
Wait, when you say bitch, are you talking about the one down below?
Yeah.
Oh, phew.
Wait,
No, I'm talking about you. Devi's blind.
Is it a con save or
Partially.
Con, yes, 17, and I'm going to cutting words if possible.
okay? You have DC what?
17.
Okay. Roll high.
-7.
Ow. Oh, poopies.
Okay, minus. Okay, so. Gosh, math hard.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna subtract it from my roll.
Yeah.
So, I got a. $14. That does it. It's blind. No longer see, which means you guys have advantage on all attacks from now on. And it has disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah.
As far as you know. Now, before Goldy goes. Actually, no. I'm gonna have Goldy go first. Yeah. Go ahead, Goldy.
Yay. I believe I'm still up the stairs, right?
Yeah, you're at the very top.
Okay. Hearing all the commotion, I'm gonna run downstairs, which I'm assuming is within 40 feet. See what's going on, and first attack while raging up, I'm going to throw a javelin at it.
Okay.
Here's my javelin.
I do not know where Van's token went.
The other dome. It's under the other dome.
So I see it now.
The group.
Okay. So that's
Oh, that's not what I want to do.
setup. Okay.
Ooh, how do I use this? Sorry, bear with
Cari.
me. No, let me use it.
So you're gonna rage
In
up.
Yep.
In your action, just press the button for the javelin.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was in the wrong menu. Right, okay, here it is. I was in back. Right. Okay, that is hit. Click.
What?
That is 13.
Yeah, it basically is able to see mesh, and you should roll with advantage, by the way, because it is blind.
Oh, right, sorry.
It just hears you coming up, and you can hear it like sniffing, and as its eyes are coated in blackness and space. You basically see it dodge, and as it dodges down, this javelin comes in and hits it right between the eyes. Just
Okay.
it like doesn't duck far enough.
I think I see like
I
a
will
wall.
roll for damage.
It's like a kid getting shot with a Nerf gun with a blindfold on, and they're like trying to dodge, but they like dodge into the bullet. Like, make sure you add your rage damage to that.
I got 7 damage.
Actually, no, you don't get to add your rage damage to javelin throws, do you? It's only melee attacks.
Oh, that's right. It's my bad. Sorry, 7 then.
A melee attack? No?
Yeah, with something in my hand.
It's not a melee.
That's
I have to
right.
be in your hand. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's one javelin thrown.
And as it's happening, I'm gonna run up with my lovely jubbly axe. I'm going to attack it.
That's the javelin.
Oh, I've got a crit.
Oh shit.
I got
Okay.
a critical. Okay, cool.
Would you like to
that
use the
means
new
I roll
rules, or you're
with
gonna
it.
use the?
Right. The new rules is roll plus 8. Is that it?
The rules are you can choose to take max damage, or you can choose another if intended effect. If it's too complex, we can just do the original rules of crits, where you get the damage bonus, or you can get a choice to do something else, which
Right.
it's like
I would be like kind of horrified at the scene, so I would go for max damage to just get rid of the vermin.
Okay. Then roll your damage twice.
I can't do advantage? Alright.
You might even do it by yourself, yeah. Or it might do it on its own.
1. Oh, I did do it by its own.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's cool.
Whoa!
25 plus the 2.
Yeah, 25 damage. Yeah, you see Goldy uses this opportunity as it kind of like shudders and like maybe pulls out the javelin, not realizing that Goldy's jettisoning himself down the stairs. Pulls out the battle axe and just goes. Goldy, what does your axe say when you slice something that's larger?
What does it say?
Yes.
Oh,
Good. It says good eating.
can it talk? Does he have a talking axe?
No. I guess it would say squish, because it's going to go for the most delicate part.
That's not what I was getting at either. I was asking you more
Okay,
so
well-
like what the axe does, the intended effect when it hits something that's larger.
Okay. To be fair, I would be going in a more swinging bat motion to get rid of it, so I would be probably aiming for its center of base, but with the crit, I suppose I would have more sense got him slightly to the side and at first grabbed him, like the sheer force would have just pulled him away, but then it's just so much it starts slicing through and just cleaves a straight line right from, I would believe, his chest to the
Right.
other side of his body.
Yeah, well, what I was getting at is this thing is qualified as like something bigger than you, which is what we said is the new wording for your axe. And according to it, it says when
Oh
you
my
hit,
God.
it does an additional
yeah.
2d6 damage, but you
Oh my
crit, so
God,
it
you're
does
so
4d6 on top of that. And if it was
Okay.
2 sizes or larger, you can aim for it'll make a strength save and fall prone.
You're
But
so
if it's only
right,
1 size
sorry.
larger, then it doesn't work. So please roll 4d6 extra damage.
Okay. Sorry, I've just woken up, but this is great news. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll.
Rob,
Oh
didn't
my God, 20.
What?
we do the thing where we just multiply the initial roll instead of adding more dice?
Oh, it's
Or
too late
was
now.
that-
We've already done it this way. How much was it?
20.
All right. Yeah, so you see this thing almost becomes a serrated blade now that this thing is seen. As it drops to a knee and the blindness kind of takes it, you can hear this thing kind of making these very odd rattling like noises. Almost like an upset stomach. Mesh and Breker,
Oh no.
this behavior now triggers a memory as you see the thing rise and this massive gaping wound seals, immediately healing 25 hit points. It shakes off the blood and towers over the two familiar faces.
5 hit points.
God.
I would like
What?
Mesh and Breker to please roll a wisdom saving throw with no bonuses from Aura.
I hope the mouse is not even angry at me.
$18.
Okay. I think Breker might have stepped away.
I'm here. Sharon just needs to do something behind
Okay.
me.
What'd you get on your
I
wisdom
got
save?
10.
A 10?
Or
Okay.
13.
Breker, you are frightened.
I don't think I can be frightened.
Is that a paladin thing?
I cannot be charmed.
Charmed. Okay, yeah. So, Mesh, you managed to stave off your fear, but you definitely find yourself, when you shake it off, you've taken 2 steps back, and you didn't even realize that that's what happened. This thing is messing with you, and you and Breker maybe lock eyes for a moment, and this is kind of the same situation that you found yourselves in when you were back at the avalanche. This is not good. Something's wrong, and this thing is terrifying. However, as it rises to tower over you and heals some of its wounds, it's going to attack again. The first thing that it saw, Breker.
Oh.
However, all of the rolls are with disadvantage because it is blind. The first roll is a natural 1. Second is a 15. Just literally goes straight into Breaker's shield as he hides behind it. And the bite also grates on everyone's ears, even people that are not present, as you hear the grinding of teeth onto a shield. Breker, you can respond. You normally have advantage, but you also have disadvantage, so it will be flat rolls for you
Why do I have disadvantage?
because of the fear. The object of your fear is in front of you. However,
I'm
it
gonna
is
give
blind.
it the javelin.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes, only just.
Uh, 9 physical, 2 lightning.
Okay.
And then I'll smack it again.
Okay.
26.
That's definitely a hit.
10 physical, 7 lightning.
Okay, it is looking just about as weak as when Goldy flushed her in through here. It's not looking good anymore. Bruised and battered, blood everywhere, teeth broken on the floor, claws started to get gnarled, but the blindness is doing this thing in. Breker, do you want to say anything to that?
Again, just for thematic purposes, Breker is just like shield charging this thing, bashing it up against the wall, like ramming it backwards.
Chalcedony, you hear this chaos below you. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was going to say, because I'm not actually even on the stairs, am I?
No.
So I'm going to head towards the commotion. I just need to know is there room on, like, physically room on the stairs for me?
Yeah, there's not.
attack?
It's very crowded.
I can't reach it.
Right, but your commander strike would be like perfect for this situation.
True. Let's have a look at that. Commander strike, I can give... When I take the attack roll, on your action you can forego one of your attacks. Use a bonus action to direct an ally that can still hear you to strike using its reaction and superiority die to the damage total. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I have to take the attack action. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to forego the attack action.
Right. So you basically are going to use your attack action, but you're just going to have someone else do it for you.
Can you tell me who is in who's in front of me? What can I see in front of me?
Mesh, Goldy, and Breker.
Which Goldy, like one after the other? Like,
Yeah, they're like all piled in right next to this thing, and Breker's trying to push it away.
Okay. So I'm gonna. So I'm guessing I've come from the top of the stairs, come down.
Yeah, it's a spiral.
Spiral. I know her. As I'm like running there, shout to Mesh, because at least the Mesh is in front of me, right? And tap Mesh to use. Use one of and use a bonus action to direct an ally that can still hear you to strike using this reaction. So Mesh, what's going on here? Oh shit! I can't get a way in. Mesh, and I don't know what ability Mesh would you? You would use this sneak ability or something like that, right? Mesh, do a sneak attack. Is it sneak attack?
Yeah.
So you can strike using your reaction, basically.
So Cal, you blitz down the stairs, stand next to Vanvalor, point at Mesh, or point at the target and say, Mesh, now's your opportunity.
Does a 17 hit drop?
It does. Roll your damage.
Oh, that was close.
And Cal, please give him the D8, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I roll it or does Cal
No,
roll
it's
it?
Cal's ability, so Cal rolls it.
I gotta roll it.
Okay.
So add a 2.
$11 plus 4, 15 plus 3, 18 plus 5, 23 plus 2, 25.
Okay, it's on its last leg.
So it's last leg. So I get another thing, right? So
Wait, ice damage. This would be halved.
Yeah.
One more ice damage.
Okay.
awesome.
Every little bit counts.
Yeah, so I don't know what bloody hell I'm doing now.
Well, you can't get within range, so unless you got range stuff, you can't do anything.
I can't.
It's
I do
big enough
have
so you
range
could-
stuff, but it's gonna be too. I don't think it's gonna work in this situation.
It's a big creature. Right? You can hit over us. At least I think you can. Right, Rob?
Rob said I couldn't.
In this situation, it's very tough because of the staircase and it's congested and you might fall. So,
Oh, there's no. It's one of those old school spirals with
well,
no thing on the
it basically
side.
goes all the way down, and then when you get to a certain point, the spiral opens up to the room. You can actually see the room there.
Okay.
So it's very
But there's
presentery.
you could fall off the edge, you're saying, of the stairs because there's nothing there. Yeah, I don't think I can mesh. I can't do anything like that. Or I think in this situation I just wouldn't be able to get out like a bow. It would take too long and all of that. I don't think that's possible. So I don't know if I could use that cut.
Does she sacrifice the attack action or one attack?
One attack. So she technically has another attack, but she has to use a ranged weapon here in this situation. She can't do melee.
Javelin kind of thing.
I don't have javelin.
Javelin, bow, something like that.
I have
crossbow.
Look, crossbow and longbow. Crossbow takes 2 like actions to get. You gotta get it out and then you've got to like load it up.
That's
gonna take
reverse.
2
That's the crossbow. The normal bow you can fire. Crossbow you cannot.
The normal bow. Would I be able to? I mean, they're all in the way. So how would I be able to reach it even if I did fire with the bow?
How would you be able to reach what, Jodie?
The slot, whatever it's called.
I mean, you're at range, so you're like 10 15 feet up the stairs. You probably shoot down at it.
Okay.
You would have advantage on the roll because it's blind.
Okay. Okay. So if I take my regular bow, what is it? It's a longbow. A longbow takes 1 action. I don't need like a second one to get it out, like the crossbow.
No, you get to interact with an object for free. So that's drawing your bow.
So what I'll do, the way that this would happen is that when Cal originally came down the stairs, he shouts to Mesh, right? So he's not just standing there, he's going to get out his bow whilst Mesh is doing that, right? So I'm going to take out the longbow. I'm going to use the longbow. And let's see. Oh, it's really low though. It's a 17 total.
Did you roll with advantage?
No, I forgot.
Do one more.
Roll once more.
Is it worse? That was a 10.
17's a hit. Please roll damage.
Okay, so this damage thing, I can just do regular damage on this.
You did not crit, so just normal damage.
Okay, well, 7.
That is enough. This thing's roaring in pain and at everything and kind of roars as it hears in pain as Mesh kind of sinks a sneak attack into it. Its mouth open, roaring in his general direction, and before its mouth shuts, there's an arrow in the epiglottis, and it tumbles all the way down the stairs. We're out of initiative. However, I would like you all to roll initiative once more. And we'll see if we can try that thing next time we have a combat. Just everyone roll initiative, punch it in.
Okay.
Initiative.
Okay.
Wow, that's low initiative.
19.
I will lower this time.
Me too. I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
No, how do I make it stick?
Yeah. Cool.
I think the funny thing is, like, Devii this whole time has had one foot out the window, like ready to, climb back down the rope. Here's a commotion. Everything's quiet. Shrugs her shoulders. Continues down the rope.
I'll hold the rope to you. I'm sure they've got it.
Yeah.
Goldy, what'd you get? I'll punch it in.
17.
Oh, you got
That's
it.
all
Nice.
good.
Okay. All right, did everyone roll?
Mm-hmm.
Did everyone fix the turn order?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do descending order and we'll close the...
I'm top.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first.
Rob, I have a small rules question.
Yeah.
So, cutting words is a reaction.
Correct.
Can I then use on the same turn Bardic Inspiration?
Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action, right? But the new one was not.
It was not. Oh, that's right. Because I apply it as a bonus action and then use it as a reaction, right?
So the old version was you give it to somebody for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
As a bonus action. The new version is when someone succeeds an attack roll, you can cut it But if you're using if you're using inspiration, it's when an ally fails a d20 roll.
I can add it.
You can add yours, but you don't know what the result is. And because
As
it's
a
So
reaction.
it's all reactions now.
yeah,
Okay, got it.
unless you would prefer the other one, at least until we have the official
No,
ruling,
I
because
like
it's
that
still
better. I
UA.
just keep forgetting about the
Okay.
inspiration part of it because
Yeah.
I don't.
Because like
do
the
inspiration
thing about it
basically
is
ever.
like the way they've rephrased it or remade it, the bards that had the cutting words, or the lore bards, are already relatively strong because they can minus the rolls, whereas all of the other bards in general can do beneficial things with their reactions now. So they're kind of just putting it
Right.
there and
Evening it out a
it's-
bit.
Yeah, and it's more of like a reaction to rolls, which is kind of the way people want to use it rather than how
Right,
it's
and
been
you
used.
doing it rather than you
Yeah, because
watching
then
someone
people just
waste
have
something
bardic
you gave
inspiration
them.
for 10 minutes and they pass all of their rolls and they don't need it. So they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this is just a waste now. So, all right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Devii and Velen are beginning to descend as you guys hear a crash at the bottom of the stairs as this thing just flops flat. Breker, you are no longer afraid, but the uneasiness between you and Mesh is still shared. And there's another
Check
one
your
above
arm.
you in the other room.
I want
Check
to
your
check
arm.
my wounds to see if it looks like anything bad happened.
Okay.
Like a poisoning.
I will give you advantage on this check because you've been dealing with this for a while. So please roll medicine with advantage.
I scream up for Devii without knowing she's already down this rope. Devii, we need you.
I don't think I've like gotten all the way down yet 'cause she's really weak. So, and this happened really fast. So she's probably like, halfway out, and she's like, "What do you?" Fine, whatever. Crawls back.
When you think about what happened in real time, it probably took like 8 seconds.
Yeah. He's like squatted a
Where
little
it's-
farther down the rope with still one leg in the room.
like
Fine. Okay. Excuse me, Velen. Walks over to the top of the stairs. What do you need?
Breker
What
got
happened?
bit. Breker got bit, and it's one of those things that gave him the thing last time.
Is there any
Babyfish.
results from my 15 on
tadpole.
medicine?
I didn't hear that you got a 15. Yeah, you can basically tell this is not a poison. It is something to do with what ends up being a part of this creature's skin. There's some sort of secretion that leaks off of it and is kind of drained into these blades that are kind of made out of what seems to be its own bones. It's just very odd. But your guess is that you were able to react fast enough and resist the initial contact of it so that you are fine. But it would not be a terrible idea to patch this up with like
I'll
some
go down
bandages
there.
or just wrap it just to make sure.
I'll descend down the stairs and do the stomp down the stairs. Breker, I swear, if you got infected by thing again, I will tattoo you in your sleep.
Rick, I just don't know what makes you.
How does he not wake up?
Rick, I don't know what makes you look so breedable to Slod. You should check that out. Probably not exude that kind of energy to them.
Can I check it?
I would allow it, but Breaker's already made the successful check.
Oh, but I mean, he asked me, so I guess I'll just ask and.
You can roleplay it
He's
as
got
if you
it, and
also
then-
succeeded because you both have the same info.
Okay, good. All right then, I'm headed back out. Does this door open?
The one outside or the one at the bottom?
Well, now I'm at the bottom of the
No,
stairs.
not Breaker would block the door down here. Like those guards outside attack if we tamper with this door. We got to go back out the top door.
I don't have the arm string for this, but okay. Turns around.
Ow, body camera.
I guess she did.
How many of us are there?
Or no,
We can just jump. I'll feather fall us.
There we go.
Anybody?
Well, we just have we have the rope upstairs
Yeah,
that
we
we need
have
to
the
climb
rope.
up to get out the hole
Always
in the
fun.
observatory.
It's just annoying. The rope, not you.
I do love the picture of people just yoinking themselves up.
Again, you still have this massive creature that's similar to the one that you just dispatched, that's in green with glasses and a robe, looking into this telescope and doing this erratic behavior as you exit.
Hold up, did she have no reaction when we did that? All that noise and all
Completely focused on the task at hand, not even wavering a little bit.
Huh.
Rob, I'm going to use Cure Wounds on myself.
That is fine. Mark off the spell and do the healing. As you exit the observatory.
Fuck.
You also notice that in keeping with your word, the Magus, or Megan, I should say, Magen, do not do anything. Rather
I still want to
stand
call them
steadfast.
out.
I like how we got them on a clause, though. They're like, you can't go through the door, and we're like, through the ceiling.
Like,
And they're over there just mauling. They're like, fuck.
Although I think it's much more amusing if that were the case. They are very robotic in their response and are unfazed as you exit.
Yeah.
I just want to call them margin.
Just Van has a good. He's got a dialogue going on in his head. All right.
Yeah, sure.
He's one of those people that like argues with everyone in his head all the time and wins them all.
Breker would like to propose that we take a long rest now.
I think that's.
Didn't we just?
Yeah.
Huh?
We took I think we tried to take a short rest. But we have not taken an 8-hour. Wait a minute.
I'll
I
take
think
the.
We have not taken a win.
Because I thought we did, and that's because but just before we had that thing, I had all of my
We didn't have
die back, which you can.
Yeah,
get
we
back.
didn't do 8 hours because all my spells are still gone.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We haven't. We were
We
going.
did 2 short rests
fancy
so far,
stuff.
I think. Maybe 3.
Oh, okay. Maybe I get those things back with the short rest.
I'll say it probably takes you another 5 minutes to get all this stuff situated, get down there, get away from the Magen before you can start making a decision.
How
And climb the
bad are we doing
ladder.
on spells, guys? Are we completely drained, or can we go for another building?
One level.
4 first, 1 second, 0 third, 2 fourth, 1 fifth.
That's it's not terrible.
It is, but it is a little terrible for a spell caster. But I think I feel like we can still go. I have 2 first.
Yeah, the less
And
the less we
have-
sleep, the more time efficient we are in this case.
2 first and 1 fourth for me.
Breker, is there any particular reason you would like to long rest? Are you injured? or-
I'm down to 1 spell that I'm saving to cast someplace to sleep for us.
I understand.
Right.
Well, then that means that we need to pick up your slack if we're going to continue.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you're saving a spell for us to rest?
I got a
He
new
has
thing.
this. He has
There's
a
a
new
new
thing.
spell.
What is your new spell?
It makes a church that we can sleep in.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, the church.
To be honest, we can still push, but at some point in time, whether it's now or in 4 hours, we're still gonna have to take an 8-hour rest. Why
Yeah.
don't we just do it now and get it over with?
Just so you know,
It's just the
guys, I'm
longer
out of
we.
rage.
Oh, you're out of rages.
Yeah.
Don't you get that back at a short rest? Did you not?
No, I only long rest.
Only long rest. Okay. Okay, yeah. Then I don't mind.
Also, I'm not sure if this is the primo location is near those things and whatever the hell is up there, but
We could go back to the one of the domes. We've relatively made sure those are clear.
Well, do we have to back?
We have a-
My legs are tight.
I'm with
I
Devii
mean-
on this
I
one.
mean,
What?
Hey,
Or we
have
could
a-
just
Well,
set up the church somewhere here in an open area.
Yeah.
We need the
Let
church.
me ask you,
Maybe.
Breker, did you get zoning permits to be able to put a church up over here?
That, but also, is it are we protected once we're inside the church? Can things come in?
Yeah, it's just a building. But
Oh, okay. So things.
There
so,
will be a
like,
ripping warm fire in there going for us.
Building.
Sounded that part.
Are you sure
Building.
you want to have it in the opening? Because I don't know, things might be attracted to that.
I mean, there's loads of buildings here anyway, right? Like, but I'm sure
the
I mean-
fire though.
the warm fire might attract them, or some
Is
of
it-
them might be like that skull thing where it just
Breaker's
runs away.
bad stealth would be like, I think I could hide the church.
If it's inside the big dome, could that hide it? How tall is it?
Well, I was initially thinking we could just go to the edge of this disc and cast it off the edge someplace, and then go in through the roof.
I don't mind doing that, to be honest. I feel like if we're very concerned about time, I don't think we should backtrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, edge of disc is reasonable.
Is that
The
possible
edge.
at all?
You won't know until you get over there.
What, you cast it and then it falls down? Well,
You're not too
I'm
far
going
away,
down.
but you do know that the way the city is oriented, when you got down the causeway, it came down pretty
Oh, yeah.
far, and the place was basically like this.
the
And then you
gravity
hopped
was
on it, and
weird.
it was like it didn't make you slide. It was the gravity was now like this instead of like that.
The gravity here is
But
silly.
the building is basically something like this, or the tower. Actually, it'd probably be closer to something like this, where it's pointed towards you and down at like a near 45-degree angle, something like that. But it's also tilted forward, so you can kind of see the front face of it. But
I also need to keep track of how many hours it's been since we put first step on the causeway, because that's when I did my charm for the making us walk on the ice safely.
I think it's been 12 hours, 20 minutes ish.
add another 5, and
That's-
you're correct.
I don't know, because that's the last that I had. So another 5 hours would be
5
5
minutes.
5 minutes. 12 hours, 25 minutes.
Okay, so we'll have some more immunity to the bad terrain over here, even after sleeping.
So, Breker, I'm guessing you're going to investigate the edge, which will take less than a minute to go check. So, if you do go over the edge, you do realize that there is a couple 100 feet drop from there.
Oh,
It
that's
seems
pretty
that when this
okay.
thing
Well, this jump
crashed,
will
it
go in.
crashed in that way. And so there's a lot of melted ice, even though it's thousands of years old. That area still has not like accumulated in towards the city.
I think best bet is just behind the park then. Behind or in the park area.
Okay, I'll be measuring from where Torchy is. So this is your current position.
Was that a question or a statement?
Where are you trying to go? You trying to go back here? You trying to go over here?
No.
Can't say.
The edge, right? Here?
Oh, days.
Here?
Well, the edge was really high up, so we had... I thought we went directly from this tower to the edge, saw that it was way too high, and then I think that... Now this is Breker thinking that if we just put the church behind the dome, that it should be okay.
So you're
We had
pitching
to
here.
walk all the way back over there.
Let's just say Breker went by himself to scope it out and then came back.
Let's just keep it behind the tower we just did, like behind here, so around here.
Yeah.
Megan will
So
be
at
able to
least-
see you if you're anywhere in this vicinity, for sure.
But
Yeah, but
I mean, they didn't.
we have good standing with them, so they shouldn't be too aggressive. And we're not doing it attached to the tower. We're just doing it behind it, so it's covered from at least a good amount of angles from view.
We'll put the entrance facing the opposite direction, so they'll only see the back of the church. So they'll have to go around to the edge to get inside.
Breker starts casting the spell. It does take an hour though, so...
Wait, what?
So we're
Ritual.
good for an hour.
That's fine.
Okay, well, while
Chill.
you're doing that,
We need to
Have
do
a
something.
super casual
Debbie,
look
can
around
you
the
make
park.
tea or whatever?
Cal
Like
can
last
do
time you
his
made tea.
gem
yeah,
Enjoy
grinding.
yourself.
Sure.
Cal
How come
can
what?
do his gem grinding. You were
Oh
supposed to grind
yeah,
some
that's
gems.
true. Yeah.
You do that, and I'll make tea.
Yeah. Can we go? Can we sit inside the dome and do that?
Dome also takes like 10 minutes or something.
You'll have to
No, I
take 10
mean
minutes
the
to go
dome-
over to the
the-
dome.
We have to walk.
I mean the
back,
thingy
though.
dome, the dome
No,
that's already
the-
here.
It's
The
one
free
with-
dome. The free dome we have from Wellen.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant that building
Yeah,
that's
I know
here.
what you mean, but that's way back. Like we had to.
Oh, is it? I thought we was right next to it.
No.
What's the nearest building next to us? Can we just go there?
That's the tower we just came out of.
We're stopping right there. We're at the nearest building. We're just not going to be inside because we can't go inside.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to do it outside then, where it's freezing. But
It's freezing.
And then correction on the time, it's 10 minutes, it says.
Oh, thank goodness.
oh, well, that's better. Well, maybe we'll just wait 10 minutes and do it in there then.
Well, I guess I can still get stuff out to make tea for us.
Oh, do the honey one. You can get a roll out of it.
Okay. Make tea with.
Can you like instant make tea with magic? Make
It does
is
take
that
you a
what we
while,
do?
Debbie. It's
That would be
very,
nice.
very cold here. So
Can someone please open this jar of honey for me?
I'll do it.
Goldy.
Yeah,
I mean,
Okay.
Goldy.
I can't. It's all closed. Might have to blow.
What if it is
Okay,
the whole,
stop.
the whole jar smashes because you gripped it so tight?
Wait,
and just
wait.
I cast
Hold on.
Ding 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 on an
press
Okay, I got it.
meditation on the lid to heat it,
Yep.
so
Hold
that
up.
it expands and then it comes off.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
I just look at my hands. Oh god, what did I do to myself?
They're all sticky now.
And now you have to lick your hands.
Better lick these people before they freeze. Num 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 num. Oh god, cough.
And I have honey in the fridge. Now I want the honey.
okay. Breker, what does it look like when this spell goes off?
It's kind of like an Age of Empires building montage where brick by brick the building quickly like assembles, like materializing out of like the glowing golden light that most of his spells look like.
It's a good reference.
You can see these
What does
things
it look
kind of
like?
just flying from light into being as they're just kind of like.
Oh, I've never
Is it
played
like a
Age of
Roman, like not Colosseum, but like the Parthenon, where it's got like the columns.
What is the spell that you were
Breaker's- it's not that
casting?
good.
What's a church? Huh?
There's tower. So we have about 200 square feet of church to work with.
Cool.
Does it look like a small cathedral?
Right, Galder's Tower.
It is a touch.
It is 2 stories, made out of stone, per Breker's
stories.
request. It can be round or square. Breker.
Square.
Can't have a hexagon?
The
Pentagon.
area is 100 feet, so 100 feet square. So it's
Pentagon.
50 by 50, which makes it larger
Ooh.
than the tower in width, but stouter.
I really hope this doesn't attract attention.
Too late.
Each level takes one of the following forms. So Breker, you got to choose 2.
2 bedrooms.
Okay, so they got a magical fireplace, beds and chairs, and a chest.
Nice.
Ooh. This is going to be
This one where
our
if you
first rest, proper rest.
This is one where if you cast it like for a whole year in one spot, it becomes a permanent building or something.
Yes. But that I may have been like custom that I added. I don't know if that's on the base spell.
I think it is.
So
From
this
what I
will last for
read.
24 hours.
Oh, good.
Okay.
But also, something you notice as you get in is it's not. There's like no moisture. Like it's something that you have not really experienced a whole lot at all, but it's relatively dry in here. Like your clothes are kind of starting to melt a little bit by the fire, and the only moisture is really from that. It's warm and dry in here, so you guys can actually take your coats off for probably the first time in a long time.
Oh, thank goodness.
Wow.
Except for I guess earlier today when you went into the tower when you lit the brazier and it was really hot. And as you do, maybe sit down and what's that?
We should go and steal that brazier.
As you guys kind of sit down by the fire and warm up your hands, you guys begin to start your long rest. Because this is going to take 8 hours, which is like an hour of light activity, usually sleeping for 6, and another hour of light activity.
Rob, but before I enter in, could I have one last little look around, see if there's anything nearby?
Yes, making a perception check, please.
I'll assist.
Yeah. What is it? I got a dirty 20.
Okay. You're pretty confident that you can't see where the demi-lich is anymore. And the movement is relatively distracting, but you could have sworn you saw someone in this division over here in the necropolis kind of zone. That big disc. You probably saw a pair of figures, a taller one and a shorter one, but they're cloaked in darkness, and it's really hard to see them at that distance. But it looked like they were moving away from you.
Oh, this place is
Do
playing
we
tricks
have-
on my mind.
Do you have windows in this place, Breker?
I think I can make some if you want them.
There's a higher place, right? We could have a window in a higher place so somebody keeping watch can see a better angle.
Wants a
Bell
sniper's
tower.
nest. Yeah, the bell tower.
Yeah, like I said, the sniper's nest, bell tower. I'll take the first 4 hours of watching. If somebody wants to join me, but I'll be awake for the first 4 hours watching.
Yeah.
I'm with my little companion,
Weeping.
the little flying rabbit.
Yeah, don't forget about your crazy chimera pets that are also with you.
Yeah, how could we forget?
Bruh, that's gonna be so fucking
He's
snuggly and
snuggly.
warm.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
You
Slumber
guys would
party.
look
My
over,
little-
Breker is fast asleep already. Like, his are
Right by the
very
fire,
stuffed
just
up.
drain the armor off and just immediately passes out.
With baboon and then the weasel like just piled up.
Yep. Probably using the baboon as a nice pillow. You guys are both like mutually just chilling.
Can you imagine?
Oh.
Okay, so we've all touched rabbits, right? They're so soft. Can you imagine just 2 rabbits just snuggling you right here while you're sleeping? Holy shit.
Devi, I imagine
That'd
that
be
your
really good.
snuggly rabbit probably flew over to the mantle and is just warming itself on the mantle by the fireplace.
It's little butt, like
Yes.
Yeah, nice and toasty.
I can't believe I rolled the same number twice for that and just got 2 rabbits.
That's funny.
Rabbits.
All right, so Devi is first watch. Please give me a perception check.
Okay. That is a 19 plus. Perception. 19 plus 9. 28. I am re-inspired with this warm, nice place and a cute rabbit.
Oh, goodness. It's a day with the Diminiches outside to check out the church.
And then I would like whoever's taking. Is someone taking watch after Devi?
Yeah. I'm taking
I
it.
would. Are you gonna do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Devi, as he's rolling that, I'm just asking this question because as you stare out amongst the different windows, perhaps take a light walk around the perimeter of the upper level of the tower. it's eerily quiet. And there doesn't seem to be anything near you, but you swear you see something that doesn't really have a head. It's almost like a giant, kind of just like without a head, that's like a shadow, kind of like stomping way off in the distance.
Oh, kind of. Would it?
Almost
Maybe
looks
it's
like
too
a
far away?
shadow. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say if it's too far away, like my mind immediately thinks of that talking head that we found.
No, nothing like
No.
that. That's far larger.
Okay, without a head. Wait, so that was larger than the shadow I just saw.
Yes.
A large.
A large shadow that's hunched without a head, kind of slowly
And
lumbering in the distance. It looks like it's holding on to something, but you can't tell like what it might be. It's out of your vision. We're talking like hundreds of feet away from you.
Noted.
Okay. Although you see it, it does not seem to be coming towards you. It does seem to be around, but yes.
Okay.
Mesh.
I'll definitely relay that in when he
Okay.
comes.
Okay.
Freak you out.
I have my cat which has advantage on smell checks. I'll do that and my own perception check. Yeah. Do I need to separate them?
No, what I'll do is I'll have you roll with advantage, but I'll take that into consideration. So you just roll with advantage.
Okay.
It's too much.
That is plus 4, so 14.
Okay. Mesh, you don't really notice much of anything. Relatively quiet here. As you all bed down, I would like everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh fuck, that's my worst one there, bud.
With the aura?
I rolled a natural one!
My question is, why do we never have to roll charisma saving throws?
You should be thankful you don't have to roll those,
Nice.
because those are all the worst effects.
Yeah, but I have +9.
Yes.
Oh man, mine was crap. I got a 9.
Do we get Breakers Plus?
Yes, you can add Breaker's bonus.
It's a 5, right?
Then 14.
Why is my dexterity saving throw so high?
Goldy, what'd you get?
I have.
Oh, because I took a thing in it. Okay.
With the bonus, I got 22.
Okay. Ban.
11.
Mesh.
25.
Cal.
14 with the bonus.
Breaker.
22.
Devii.
8.
Okay, so Devii.
Does Breaker's aura work when he's sleeping?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, then 16.
Like his farts. I'm joking.
Okay,
that was
so
joking.
anyone that got below.
Hey,
Wait,
I'm
what was
comfortable,
so?
no judge.
Mesh, what did you get again?
25.
Breaker
22.
and Cal.
Say that again?
What was
What was
your
the
save
total?
again? It was a 14, right?
14.
Okay.
14.
So Cal and Devii, I will be sending you a short DM.
No!
Dear.
Wait,
Actually, you know
she
what?
got-
I'll just do it
you
this way.
Didn't you get an 11?
Well done.
Dallan got +5, 16. So.
I needed
Oh,
to. I didn't add the.
okay.
Yeah, he
I
didn't
didn't
add the
add
other
that.
bonus. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send this part. So part of this is gonna be public, and the other part's gonna be private. Okay.
Okay.
Good time to mention that I missed you guys, a whole hunky-dory bunch.
Aww,
Aww.
missed you.
Okay.
What?
So
Did you
Sorry, Goldy, did you say something?
I did not.
Is Goldy even here?
Who?
No. Hold up. No, we can't use a soundboard. All right, never mind.
Oh, no, we can. Rob has it muted. We can hear it.
Was you trying to use the sound?
Oh, I'll save
Like
time
it's
and
muted
just
for
do the
stream,
noise.
but it's not for us.
There you go. Good enough. Classic joke.
Okay, I sent it to Devii. I need to send one to Jodie. Where is my DMs with Jodie? JCat. I cannot find you. Jodie, can you just send me a DM real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Not seem to find this to paste. There it is, right at the top. How about that? All right, there you go, Jodie. Stop it, Dallan. You did not fail. Okay. Okay. I know, Cari, I know. It stinks. But that's how it is. God damn it, stop sending me these gifts, Cari. Send me fucking Nacho Libre gifts. Okay. While you all rest in states of different ways, right? Trancing, sleeping, dreaming. Something creeps in that isn't the cold. Whether it takes more effects for those that have failed the roll, a la Devii and Chalcedony, or lightly, this effect of what seems to be something just draining you. Just, you wake up. This is going to be very real for Cari. You wake up exhausted.
Mm.
You don't take a point of exhaustion, but you're just fatigued.
Mm.
Something has been just robbing you of rest. Devii and Chalcedony, in addition to what I've DM'd you, at some point in the morning, you might do something normal like comb your hair or like pull it up or, you know, scratch it, whatever. You're just like getting your stuff situated. You notice that when you run your hands through your hair that a lot more comes out than would be normal. It's almost as
You're
if
balding.
you're balding.
Oh.
What about
this-
like
is this-
my fur?
Yes,
That
your
come
fur
out?
Little
starts
patches.
coming out in some patches.
So I noticed this fur coming out,
That's not
coming off.
Is this an effect of extreme cold, by any chance?
Make a medicine check with
I was
disadvantage.
gonna say, can I make a medicine?
No,
check
because
to
I
see
already
what
have a
happens
magic
there?
thing. I already have a charm that should.
Oh, no, it has nothing to
negate-
do with that.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is that this wouldn't be very noticeable for Devii, but for Chalcedony, you notice that your skin is very clammy when you wake up. And Devii, you when you wake up from your trance, or you snap out of it from your trance,
Mhm.
you realize that like all of the faces of your friends when you wake up are a little blurry until you get closer. And the same goes for you, Chalcedony. It's almost like you're myopic a little bit.
To be
You
honest,
can't
I
quite
think
see
it's-
them.
I don't think Devi's going to make a medicine check for losing a little bit of hair because she'd just be like, well, yeah, I mean, we've been stressed and we've been pushing each other and we've been in fights. No doubt my hair's falling out.
You know, that checks out. That checks out, you know. That makes sense.
And
But
you are the oldest in the group at this point.
but then
This is
like
true.
because
Sure,
of
you
all these
fucking
other
grandma.
additional symptoms, Devii, between
I
you
look
and
like I'm
Chalcedony,
30.
between Chalcedony and Devii, you do feel like the clamminess of your skin is almost like the skin is clammy, but it's also hardening a little
Ew.
bit.
Oh.
Like a clammy scab?
It's not
So-
like it's like clammy and not dry, but somehow it's getting tougher. So think of it like a really like leathery texture. But it
Like a
doesn't have
scab?
anything like that. It's just very odd. And then for the rest of you guys, while you're doing this rest and stuff, you get a bit of yeah, I'll just say it, but while you're dreaming, everyone has the same dream.
Oh.
But rather you're seeing it from different perspectives. So basically, you all are in a city similar to this one, but much larger. And you're not on the city, but you're actually flying above it. And what your only guess is a flying pirate ship.
So far, I like this dream.
Okay.
And you are fighting something made out of what looks to be jelly, but there's 50 of them.
Ew.
And they're like warriors made out of jelly. But the thing that's really taken aback is like, Devii, you are slinging magical spells that mirror what you would anticipate Vanvalor would do using his music. And Van, by virtue of this, you are also in the body of Goldy, slinging this giant axe into things. And Chalcedony, you are Devii, you are doing these insanely difficult spells to cast and like tolling the dead and doing these spiritual weapons and kind of weaving magic with your hands. You've never done this before. And Mesh, you've basically just swapped places with Breker. Van, you've also swapped places with Chalcedony. Just these very odd things where you're fighting these things and it's just you're doing this from someone else's perspective. And all at once, you hear a roar above you, and something akin to the moon kind of spirals. Basically, the moon above you almost unravels into the shape of a dragon, and then you all wake up.
Another dragon.
Was it a white dragon?
It was white because it looked like the moon at first. But again, it's just very weird. It's like a flying ship over a city and jelly people, and it's just odd. Just very odd things. And
Can I just say that doesn't seem like an odd dream to me?
okay, Cari.
Can I say something out of character? Is this okay?
Yeah, Cari just did.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think that was communication. I think someone's trying to tell us something.
Maybe.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Wow, what a weird dream. I was cranky. Because I was probably Velen or something.
Dear me, so cranky. Yeah.
I was so cranky. Ah. Such a weird dream.
I don't know how you work with all this armor. So uncomfortable.
Wait, well, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
I was in Breker's shoes.
So it was Breker and Mesh swapped, Cal and Devii swapped. Sorry if I didn't do that correctly. And then Van and Goldy swapped. Or maybe it was Devii Van swapped and
I-
Goldy
Oh,
Cal
Van.
swapped.
Okay, my bad.
Devi and Van.
Yeah, it was Devii Goldy, Van, and Chalcedony. You guys all kind of swapped in amongst each other. I might have said the wrong people, but I think Cal was Devii. Devii was Van.
You need a triangle. You need a triangle for Velen because it's gonna be odd numbers.
Oh, true. She
When
was a couple
Velen
of
wakes up,
different
she asks you what the fuck you're talking about.
Huh.
Oh.
So she didn't have a swap.
She
No,
swapped it herself.
I had a very unpleasant type dream, but it was par for the course. But I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I think coincidentally seems quite a lot of the same. Well, that's what they're saying anyway. I don't know.
Wait.
Huh?
Did
Wait a minute.
you see Vanvalor trying to like wave his hand up in the air a little bit as if he's trying to like cast something? Like, I'm trying to get a grasp. Were we all in the same dream?
Yeah, I was doing cool shit in the dream too. You bet your ass.
Huh. You know I was you, right?
Yeah, but I'm always me, so don't worry about it. It's all
Okay,
How
cool.
are you? If I was him.
So, did everyone see that gnarly dragon at the end of our dream?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. We're on the same page, I guess. Oh, God.
Is
This
that a
wouldn't have
good
anything to
omen
do
or a
with...
bad omen?
Is it the same
Hey.
dragon as the other
Oh,
one?
yeah. It did look like that, the white dragon, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you probably don't really know. You didn't really get a chance to get a good look at it. Just kind of saw a shape of a dragon unravel from where the moon's position was, and the moon was gone, and it was just the dragon. Basically, the moon turned into that.
I mean, to be fair, I've only seen 2 dragons in my life, and one of them was fake.
Real enough to beat our
Real enough to
asses.
hurt, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Yes.
Turns out the shape and the pain are all that really matters. At least that's something I can understand.
Breker, by chance, like, the church wouldn't have an effect on us, would it?
I do not believe so.
Do you have some messages for us or something?
I usually get those directly. I don't know why you guys would. Infidels.
Cranky. Okay. I guess we should just take.
You can
it
all
with a
mark a
grain
long
of
rest.
salt
Sorry if I
for
didn't say
now.
that. Yeah, you guys can mark a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Apologies.
Shadow.
Oh, by the way, just so you guys are aware, I saw a large shadow last night. I told Mesh about it, but seemed to be kind of hunched over.
Oh, well, was it 1 or was it 2?
Just one. He was minding his own business. Seemed, he wasn't coming after us, but I guess
Oh.
your eyes open for that.
Interesting. I saw 2, like a big one and a kind of a small one. They were walking away from us, but I saw something like that too.
You didn't take a watch last night.
No, this was before the watch.
Oh,
I'm just assuming I didn't say anything.
same thing. Ah, okay. I'm getting it now. But you saw 2 of them, a small one and a big one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess we're not alone here. Huh. We're running around for God knows how long, and you think we were able to run into more things. Maybe that's best we don't.
Breaker, you know your
Alright.
tower is going to last for quite a while, but if you want to leave, it will just stay there until it dissipates.
If
Look
worst
outside
case
for a window.
scenario, we double back here. If we get split up or something.
Oh, that's a great call. Okay.
So where are we
since we're
going
near
next?
this,
I was gonna say up here or down here.
well, actually, aren't we near all the trees? So why don't we?
That's
don't we
still
venture
across
there?
the whole. That's still across the whole thing. I was thinking check this tower or one of these, and then over here, and then maybe we could hit the trees.
Yeah, maybe we can do like I don't want to draw on this red line, so I'm gonna draw around it, but kind of go here. And then from there we can continue this way.
She's just all smushed up against me. Oh goodness. Baby.
I'm gonna go.
So it looks like that first building, or Devii and Mesh figure out tower or that square building.
I want to go to where the pink line is, so go into this place that reminds me of the Taj Mahal a little bit, where it's got like this whole area. That's it. This whole area
Sure.
here.
Right. We can hit that right after the tower, because
Okay.
we have all these towers that are relatively identical. If they have something useful, we should at least
We can,
check one of them, since we're the
Yeah.
closest. This is the closest point we've been to them.
because we can also do. Oops, wrong button. Where is? Ah, why can't I? I want to. Oh, here we go. Measure. Okay, we can do like a kind of a triangle shape too.
Yeah. Once we hit the trees, we could hit the two big buildings on the right
Yeah.
and the tower.
Roll 20 on the phone is naff. I don't know.
But yeah, I think definitely for right now we can do what you were kind of cutting through this section right here. Actually no, sorry, we're going to the divination tower first, right?
Not the divination. We're going to the tower on the edge. This one.
about to
Oh,
break.
okay, never mind. I didn't think we were going to that one. But isn't that just the same as all these towers?
Exactly. We haven't checked any of them.
Okay.
Making sure we
I didn't.
like. My thought process was, if this is one of the towers that we saw that was like broken outside, it could have something similar to the convert an illusion to something real magic circle. If not, then it's fine. We know what it is.
I may not have told the DM prior to this that we were thinking about going in
It's okay,
there.
Cari.
Okay.
Just tell me where you guys want to go. It's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
what is a DM?
Who is this DM?
Question.
Alright.
If we have something planned, I might suggest we go into the
Wait, that's
square
a word.
building first and then check the tower afterwards.
Oh, God.
That's fine too if you want to do it
Oh,
in a different
sorry,
order.
guys.
Okay.
So square building it is.
Sure.
Head to the square building.
Is this the square building? Or is this
Sorry,
the
I'm
square
just-
building?
Your
Generally
Taj Mahal.
square-ish Taj
My
Mahal,
Taj Mahal?
church-looking building.
Okay, that'll be about 5 minutes. Okie dokie. As you guys
Yoga.
approach, you see something.
A square
A
building.
large marketplace sits at the end of the plaza with 4 broken down towers that are all bending inwards. By the entrance, there are faded pennants hanging above it, frozen stiff by the cold. And as you approach, you hear a loud clattering sound from the inside. Ding, 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 ding.
I forgot to let you know I cast I clicked on it, but I cast Death Ward on myself before we left the
Okay.
thingy.
Mark it off.
Also, how long have we been here?
At 8 hours
7 years.
and 5 minutes.
So we've been here for 20
8
hours.
hours 40 minutes.
No, we've been here.
Excuse me,
adding
20
what
hours.
told- Yeah, adding what somebody, we've been here for 20 hours and 5 minutes.
Math, I can't do that
40.
apparently.
20 and 40.
2040.
Yes, I said add 5
Oh.
minutes.
Oh, I had 20. That doesn't. Okay, never mind.
20 and 40.
2040.
All right.
No.
Before we move, actually, no, I need to wait until the end of this to do that. Okay. Yep, carry on.
Oh.
Just you said like a clattering or clanging. Is this like an alarm, or is this just like something was in
It
there moving
sounds
around?
like something was dropped or bumped into.
Alright, I'm gonna stealth in, try to get eyes on this, keeping an eye out for tripwires, pressure plates, etc.
Okay. Investigation check without advantage. Place is massive.
6 plus 9, 15.
Yeah, you feel pretty safe as far as traps are concerned. You're not really seeing much of anything.
Stealth, do I roll or no?
Please roll.
It's 22.
Feel pretty safe? Smiley face.
Mhm. Try to get eyes on the thing that's making this sound.
Okay, I'm gonna let everyone else kind of decide what they want to do as you're moving in.
I'm checking right behind what Mesh did.
Because after Mesh
As if
checks
he
for
hadn't
traps, you
done it.
pretty much can't see him anymore. You all lose track of him.
I'm checking for traps behind him. Doing my own
Okay.
version of it.
You can roll
And
investigation,
I'm going
Cari.
to be
No, I don't have to roll.
Okay, great,
That's just
thank
what
you.
Devi's doing.
Appreciated.
and I'm going to be behind Devii, checking for hidden doors and hidden pathways.
We'll be back to back and we'll be like, what do they say? Clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear more of the loud noise that you just heard a couple of minutes after Mesh has kind of checked for trap. You hear it in a slightly different place, but just loud banging noise. This time sounds like something was crushed. Just like...
Crunch.
And then, of course, the following collapsing of something.
Could I? I'm assuming that there are vibrations from that.
100%. Yeah.
Could I somehow actually like figure out where exactly it's coming from through the
Yeah, it
vibrations?
does not take very long. It's a very open kind of marketplace. You can hear it's coming from the very back of the marketplace.
Okay. Guys. Well, rather Mesh, since he's not checking for traps.
You can't see him, and he's
Head
gone.
that way.
I'm gone.
with
I'm
us.
gone.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he scouted ahead. But
Okay,
you and I are still like checking
Dude,
while we're
right.
in the group.
I'm giving
I'm just
updates
gonna-
in Breker's head just as I'm going past.
Just gonna point in the direction where I believe where that sound is coming from, that away, and maybe signal that we should probably head that way.
Another broken thing. This time sounds like stones are kind of collapsing, maybe from an upper area downwards. As Mesh finally gets sight on this, you guys are moving to catch up to where he is. Mesh, you see a massive iron-looking statue moving and smashing things just completely at random. And as it takes its full height and double fists up in the air before it's smashing the next item and the next impact that the rest of you hear, Mesh, you see the head is missing.
Okay, so we're finally here.
And then your feet, Mesh, rumble as this thing just levels a second floor staircase just in one motion.
This is a headless mechanical creature. You guys want to be careful around it.
The rest of you, as you are getting this message, and Mesh included, despite being distracted with this thing, on your way over, you can see a mess of mangled chops and crushed ice chunks of anything and everything, including stones and old things and disintegrated things to time everywhere. It looks like there is nothing left of value just on a surface cursory glance in this area. And if something was of value, it's very likely that something has been destroyed by this ruckus.
What's the plan, guys? Breker?
You know what? Could I head towards the most well-kept, still on its feet shop just to look around?
You can, but they're all about the same level of disrepair.
Okay, that's fine. It's like a hidden chest somewhere or something.
I'll have you look for something when everyone else makes a decision together. Then we can start resolving those one at a time.
While I'm... You go first.
I'm gonna take a big back seat to conversation.
Cari, we can't hear you because microphone and talking
I'm
quietly.
not doing very well, so I'm not gonna participate much in the...
Okay, we'll probably try to wrap up in the next half hour then, Cari.
Okay.
We're agreeing that we're just not going to bother with that giant headless thing over there since it's, you know, not really a threat, just more or less a force of nature at this point.
Yeah, if we find like any interesting thing in this area, it'll be good, but I don't want to fight it.
While I'm behind a wall, do I detect any thoughts from this thing? Is it
None.
alive or is it...
There's no mind to connect with.
Alright. If you're not engaging, then I'll just try to keep a distance from the sound and investigate for anything useful in the rubble of the other shops and etc.
Okay, Van, Cal,
Okay.
Breker, Devii. Anything else?
I want
I just got back, I don't know what's going on.
I want to look in the rubble.
What's happening right now?
We're basically in the market area. It's all been destroyed. We found the body of the head that we've been speaking to, and it's just going on a tirade because it's just mindless.
The body's walking around.
Yeah, it's just destroying random things. It's not really a threat, but we should keep away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I also vote for looking in the rubble just in case there are something there.
Yeah, there might be like some pretty trinkets.
Okay. How much time would the group like to dedicate to looking around?
Not more than 10 minutes.
Your guess is that if you fan out and spend about an hour, you'll probably find something. But if you only look for about 10 minutes, and there's only a couple of people doing it, and on top of that, you probably won't be able to find anything. The way this works is you're going to be able to do something if you want to spend some time doing it. You'll be able to find something most likely. And if you spend that time, there's also a chance you could find a very valuable item on top of just general information.
I'm gonna do one thing is find a safe spot very far from the thing and cast detect magic.
Okay, so Mesh is doing this for 10 minutes.
I wouldn't mind taking my time looking for stuff with people if that's okay.
I don't want to take an hour, but obviously I'm not gonna leave without the group. So for Devii, it's more of a mechanical. In game, it's not gonna work for an hour looking, but she might just look under the rubble, but just not detailed wise.
Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. It's not an hour. It's half an hour. Excuse me. It's 30 minutes. Apologies, Cari.
Half
That is
an hour. I'm just gonna like very quietly but not so subtly say there might be gold. Like not even echoing. I'm just doing it on purpose.
You have a problem.
It's humorous. I'm okay with it.
That's Devii that said that, by the way. I thought it was funny.
I know, and I replied back as Goldy.
Yay.
So, guys, you want to look around? There might be some good stuff. Maybe some magical trinkets, because this is a marketplace in a magical city.
Magical trinkets would.
I'm going off on my own. Cal's just gonna go
far
off.
off.
Yes,
Yeah.
please stay within our eyesight.
Keep a distance from the robot
Yeah,
thingy.
you're gonna trip over something or make a sound, and I don't think yet.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm off.
Remember what we said before about you doing your own thing? We'll just leave.
No, he's got his own listening. Cal's
How
gone.
far off are you going, though? Are you still within eye distance of us? That's
We have to wait too.
if you
Look at you.
very well, Cal, go off where you want. Just know, if you get hurt, I'm not coming after you.
Don't be reckless. Right, scrounging, shall we?
Commence tossing random things in the air. Montage. I say, who would he? What's it?
The minigame music from Creative Time started playing in my head when you said that.
Okay, I would like Goldy, since it was your idea to search, please roll a D100. Or sorry, roll a D20 for me, and I will tell you to re-roll if it's something you've already rolled.
D20 roll. It is an 8.
You need to roll again. We've already got that one.
Okay. Roll. I got an 8. Let me do that again.
Try again.
We're gonna go for 3. No, it is 11 this time.
Also rolled that one already, so please roll again.
Oh, once more into the abyss. Roll. 12.
Okay. 12 it is.
Okay.
All right. All right, you find in the rubble of one of the things basically a old, maybe like plate with some decorative pieces on it, and then there's some explanations in LaRose that you can get translated. As you look at it, you start to understand a little bit more when Vanvalor comes to take a look, because he's like, oh, I know what these are. This is an orchestra. So it's basically a depiction of some sort of orchestra, and what you can piece together with his musical background and the Rose translations that you get from Professor Scant is that the members of Ythrin's orchestra were known across the world of Toril as masters of their craft. And this kind of broken plate that has a lot of this kind of general information and lore, you can start noticing this by just these very small little pieces of what looks to be relatively advanced techniques, or maybe even like strings of stringed instruments, or like sections of broken flutes or woodwinds and broken reeds that have just disintegrated at the time. Maybe things that might have been magically enchanted to just never go bad with wood, but are broken instead. Did not disintegrate at the time. Just some very interesting materials. But it would have been magnificent now that you've thought through what this one place, you maybe look around the marketplace and are like, man, this would have been a magnificent site in its heyday of shopping and finding things like instruments or other things like potions or just like simple wares and clothes. Like this would have been a very fun place to be.
Like the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul.
Pretty much, yeah, Cari. That's a great idea to think about it that way. And you look at that big like gap in the floor that's outside that looks like something in front of the Taj Mahal. It looks like it must have been just a spectacular pool for people to like chill out and spread out for picnics and all kinds of daily activities.
Imagine like really pretty lotus flowers floating.
And underneath
Maybe
of the
some
plate,
floating
you
newt
find an object called a that Mesh would recognize as magic. It's just a little circle. It's kind of like a little ball, but the ball is clear with a floating purple arrow in it. Like it looks like an arrowhead is inside.
Oh.
In Mesh, it is, I believe, transmutation magic? No.
Okay.
No, it's probably like got notes of divination and transmutation potentially. Maybe a little bit of enchantment on the side. But it's not very powerful.
Okay.
But it looks cool.
So 10 minutes to cast detect magic, 10 minutes of searching, they find something, and 10 minutes
Sure.
of identify, I guess.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact item name, but I think it's basically this is a glorified compass.
Right.
It's an orb with a magical arrowhead in it that always shows north. So no matter how many times you spin it or whatever direction you are in, that thing points one direction. It always stays the same.
Right. Devii is gonna say, if you guys find anything magic or interesting, bring it to me, okay? Outside the game, you don't have to do that, but that's what she's saying.
Can I just say that while I didn't understand what was happening,
You
guys,
got
looked
it,
at
Captain.
Van's face, and just the pain of him realizing what this place was. Like, you okay, buddy?
Yeah.
You realized
No.
you figured something out really bad? No?
No, it's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Okay.
Could have had
I
a
don't think
cool
I'm-
ancient instrument, but you know, it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
Okay.
We're gonna.
A
we're gonna
frozen
make it.
tear goes down Van's face.
Allow me to
Give
play
all the
the world's smallest
strings.
violin for myself.
Yeah.
Probably not with that big
Cries
thing around
and
it, but
bladed
sure, maybe
mandolin.
later. Okay, I guess I'll keep this aside for later. If anyone wants it, does everyone
Magical
want this?
compass, I guess. Captain, this is yours now.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, I
a little
guess
bit more
so.
of lore on this, as you guys are piecing this together. Professor Scant would give you this info. Basically, the reason that there's something that exists in the world that is a non-magnetic compass that always points north is, especially in Ythryn, the gravitation magic around the flying cities would have thrown magnetism out of whack, and so it would have been impossible for them to navigate except for having magical instruments.
Makes sense.
And on top of that, as you know, basically, I think this would probably actually be something that comes from you, Van. In your kind of study of the stars and maybe a little bit of logic from Velen, you guys would know that magnets essentially run out of power after enough time has elapsed. And so the magnets would slowly fade and the signals would get weaker and weaker and until you just need to go buy a new one. I'm still looking at where this item might be, but I'll get it to you in a second. Ah, here it is. It's called an Orb of Direction.
Oh. You
How
had one of
clever.
those. In our campaign with Kargath, was that your
That's
character's
what we
name?
had. Yep.
No.
All right. If we're satisfied with searching, should we keep this thing locked in the building? Can you like barricade it a little bit?
A thing locked in a building? What are you talking
The automaton
about? Oh,
headless thing.
we just need to move past him, right?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's just head off.
Can I want to watch the golem for a little bit. Is it like destroying things like recklessly, or is it deliberately doing this, like meticulously going like room by room, or is it just?
I'm
like,
gonna give you an
flailing around
insight
randomly?
check with advantage based off of your military background on this one.
I don't have any military background.
Well, guards, you would be able to discern people
Your paladin-ness.
being weird.
My character sheet has been broken for like the past 40 minutes. I can't get in. I think my insight is 1, so I'm just gonna roll a d20 plus
That's
1.
fine.
I got a natural 1. God
Did you roll?
damn.
Did you roll with advantage?
No.
Is this insight, Breker?
I got
You have
a 12.
Yeah,
you
that's
have a
good
5
enough.
on it.
Yeah, it's a +5 to insight.
Oh, I have a +5 on insight.
It's wisdom.
Yeah, you
You must have taken a feat or something and put it in insight.
Oh, insight.
Confusing
Okay.
insight.
Yeah, with the +5, that is a 15.
Okay. Yeah, this behavior of smashing things only happens after there's been some sort of like blind feeling and or lifting of something. And then there's some movement. It almost looks like it's searching for something without sight. It's just like kind of tap, 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 picks something up, and then grabs it and then like puts it on its head and then like smashes it on the ground and then kind of just gets upset, smashes a couple other things, picks some other things up, tries to match them to the head, and then yeah, it's looking for its head. It's pretty clear.
I also took a spell over this rest for locating object.
Okay.
I need to be familiar with the object. Would
You
I
need to be within
able
1,000
locate
feet.
it? Yeah, but like I can see this golem. Am I familiar enough with this golem to be able to try to locate its head?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But you're pretty sure it's more than 1,000 feet away from you.
Okay.
pretty sure we spent an hour talking to said head.
Yes.
Yes. Poor guy.
But yeah, you don't seem like this thing's kind of just staying to itself and doing its own thing and doesn't notice you at all. It's like it has no senses at all.
You're in the wrong spot, buddy.
So this matches the head we were talking to?
Oh yeah, almost exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we could have done the thing with like enlarge and reduce the head, carry it with us.
For a minute,
Yeah.
yeah. So are you guys gonna keep watching this chaos unfold after you find the orb and some lore?
Nah, heading
we
up to
should
the
go.
tower.
You want to go to the tower?
maybe-
Okay.
Or maybe we could do this this thing and then the tower here and then this tower. Do you want to do that?
Let's go to the divination one first. Yeah.
So the hole, then the divination, and then the other tower. Okay.
Where's the other tower though?
So these three
We're
places.
talking about the broken
Talking about
place?
one of the claws on the outer ring.
No.
Yeah.
Divinate. We're going to divination. And
Yeah,
then
that the
the
second point is
claw.
divination, and then there's this hole that I've been.
The hole is what you're pointing to for the third.
Yeah, so third. So these three things
Well, I mean, the hole is the first.
is on our way. Yeah. So hole, tower, or hole, tower.
I really want to go to the divination one.
We are not saying we're not.
Oh, I mean, like first maybe.
I mean, if you want to go past the hole, yeah.
We could do that.
It will have to have more fighting power in there too.
Divination, probably more wisdom kind of things on
And then
Teva.
Yeah, and then after that we can go to the other building in the grove.
So that we can go to bed.
We'll go to bed soon, I think. I think we're gonna.
Yeah, so let's walk past the hole, look at it a little bit, and then to the
Look
tower.
down. Don't get too close.
Okay. All right. Why don't
Is
you
anything
move one of
interesting?
your tokens over there so I know where you guys are gonna pick up?
Yeah. Grab mine.
Okay. I think this might be where we finish. After I let you guys kind of mess around with this for a little
Okay.
bit, and then that'll probably be it for the session. All right. So, what the hell is this thing? You're probably wondering.
Debbie's like, do not get too close to the edge. Get on all fours and look down. Do not stand and look down
Do
on
not
the-
pass
over
go.
the
Do not
edge.
collect $200. As you guys get close to this area, it looks as if it's a deep well.
Oh.
Is this? This is not what I think it is, right? No. These are way too upbeat. Okay, I'm in the wrong playlist. Is it this? No. This one? Yeah. This well is very wide. Enough for, like, I'll just say, it doesn't really say here. Let me just see if I can double check this. I'm gonna say it's about 30 feet in width. So it's a big honking hole. And it just goes straight into the ground. You cannot see the bottom. If you're doing what Devii is suggesting. You cannot see anything. It just plunges to darkness. Let me finish. There are 5 benches that encircle this hole, as you can see on the map. But they are not made out of ice, as the color would suggest. They look like they're made out of like a light crystal material. And they glint under the purple glow of the nearby street lamp that you can see on your map.
Ooh.
And it looks like the stone well is lined with like frost and ice, just kind of like holding on to it for however long you can only guess.
So the water's not frozen, or is it frozen?
It looks like a well, but it is a deep well
Right.
that plunges to the city floor into darkness.
Okay.
Therefore, you can only see frost and ice encircling the inside of the rim, not at the base. So you're not looking at the bottom yet.
Ooh.
Do we want to send something with light down there? As I give a ball bearing to Breker to.
I can
Good
summon.
light. Do you have
Summon.
flying bunnies or one of our
You have
familiars?
me.
Toki shall not go down there.
We have flying me.
Hmm.
In
I mean, if you want to
addition,
Send Rocky down.
as you guys are kind of looking around, there's another thing you can notice, that there looks to be a short little engraving, message towards the lip
scanned.
of the well.
Language.
Ask
said
Velen
something
to
about Scant?
show it to Scant.
Yes. Let's see here. Let's read this. This is a bit archaic, so I'll try to translate it to archaic common. One moment. Herein lies the mortal remains of the telepathic pinnacle.
Ooh.
Sit, meditate, and learn.
Who's doing it?
I will sit.
Who's a what?
Would like someone to roll insight.
Sure, Scant.
I will.
I'll do it.
Right.
I've got +7 if that helps.
Can we each do it, or is it just one person?
Sure. I'll just make the DC higher if everyone's rolling.
Fuck yeah. 5.
Alright.
That one. Vanvalor's, I don't know. Fuck.
Dirty 20. I got myself a dirty 20.
Okay.
30.
30.
Jeez, Jeebus.
What? What did
Well, I'd
you,
say
what
that
did you
that
roll?
probably hits the
Roll a
DC.
17 plus 13.
Wow.
Cari has a D.
Your insight is plus 13?
Yeah, Carrie's cracked since she went full cleric on wisdom check stuff.
Jeez, I thought I had the highest.
I mean, my performance is plus 13.
You did until Carrie
but-
switched to full cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
All right. Well, I'd say that Devii and Goldy probably match eyes as they hear this. When it says herein lie the immortal remains of telepathic pinnacle, that reads like an ominous epitaph or obituary,
Yeah.
and it is not instructions per se, but can be read as such.
It would be like
Instructions
something
for
that
what?
might be written in a memorial.
That's the
For
thing, though.
face.
With a 30, Devii, your guess is that... sorry, not pinnacle. It says pentacle. Like penta as in 5. Pentacle.
Oh.
And as you notice, you starting to draw penta, as in there are 5
Yeah.
benches. And
5
this is the
benches
remains
in the
of
shape
the
of a
5
star.
benches. So your guess is that the sit, meditate, and learn might be more symbolic than actualized. And I'm only giving this to you on a 30. Your guess is that something will happen when you sit on those benches. Or
That's
something may be
valid.
enabled by sitting on the benches. You're not sure which. But
So we all need
with
to have one
again, with a
person
30,
on
that's
the-
crazy.
one person on each bench.
Saying this, but Mistral has like the 5, star, whatever, blah blah blah. 5 benches, pentacle. If we sit on these benches, something might happen.
We want something to happen.
I don't. Well, it doesn't necessarily. Well, it is kind of ominous, I suppose.
Ooh.
I mean, the last time we did this, we got some pets, so I'm not against it.
And to be honest, I don't think it would encourage
Okay.
civilization to do.
Yeah, I'll sit. I'll sit. You know.
I too will sit.
Is it?
I too would sit.
I too sit at the well.
Oh my gosh, this is like, what is it? Like, the group.
Lord of the Rings.
They all stand
Yeah.
like, I will go to fight for you, and it's like, I will go too.
I thought you meant like my bow, my axe scene.
Who will
Yeah.
join me in sitting on these benches?
Okay,
I will sit
better
for the
question to
best of them.
ask is who is not sitting on the bench?
Me.
Okay, Velen will join you, so that'll be out of the
7.
7 of us. There are 2 that are
six
not.
Six
Mesh
are
does
sitting, I
some of
think. Yeah, but
Yeah, no, no,
one
no.
is only Cal is not sitting, so there's 6 sitting.
No, I'm not getting on there with you.
But there's 5 benches. It's musical chairs.
Okay.
It's musical chairs.
I don't have to do what you
The one who
do.
misses goes in
1,
the
2,
hole.
3, 4,
Everybody,
5, 6,
everybody do
7.
rollies. The Lost doesn't get to sit.
So Breker, are you sitting?
I'll sit.
Devii, are you sitting?
Yes.
Okay. The benches are big enough for more than one person to sit on them. Like, they're not one-person benches. They're a bench is by nature gonna sit more than one, so you can
Yeah,
all
that's
sit
what I
down.
figured, but
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So the 6 of you sit down on the crystal benches.
Ooh, cold. Ooh,
Okay.
breathy.
I have an important question for all of you. When you sit down on the bench, what do you intend to do?
Listen.
sit and stare, trying to figure out what's happening.
Because the engraving said, sit, meditate, and
Meditate.
learn.
Meditate. So I'm like
I-
closing
yeah,
my
actually-
eyes, calming my thoughts.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
you meditate for at least a minute, you may make an insight check separately.
Yeah.
I don't know if Devii would Well, I had the high insight, so yeah, she'll meditate.
I read it. Oh, I'm taking inspiration for that and re-rolling that.
Fuck
Breker's
yeah,
not
bro.
meditating too good.
Neither am I. I'm
Yeah,
just too
22.
excited.
Oh my god, I got something worse. God damn it. Alright, let's take
26.
Okay, that's a pass. Devii, Breker, what'd you get?
8.
That's a fail. Mesh?
Flat 10. Flat 10.
That's a fail. Mr. Musician Man, Van?
22.
That's a pass. Goldy?
11 first roll, 9 for the second. Ugh. That's a fail.
Okay. You needed a 15
It's
to
a
pass.
fail.
I would like a d20 roll from Devii and a d20 roll from Van. And I will tell you if
3 rabbits appear out of the hole.
you need to re-roll or not.
14.
7.
Okay, a 7 is good for Van. A 14 is not good. Devii, roll again, please.
Oh. Oh, okay. 2.
2, good roll. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll mark those off. All right. 2.
2.
2.
2.
I bid you a 2.
Your mind's focus. Devii and Mesh would recognize that it's almost like you're reaching out to another mind. Mesh more so with his kind of background and race, and Devii more so with the kind of flicking and latching onto something like a fate connection that you're so familiar with. As you connect with a mind, Devii and Van, you gain insight, almost as if someone is imparting a memory. Devii, you see that Ythrin looked to be in its glory. You get to see a brief glimpse of it. Maybe in a circular room with 8 members, as if you hear someone's voice in your head.
These were Ythrin's 8 arcanists, known as the Wizards of the Ebon Star. Their names and faces are immortalized in our city's museum.
And you get a flash of the museum with the art that you saw in its heyday, rather than what you saw. And Vanvalor, you rolled a 7, did you not?
I sure did.
You get a zooming kind of eye. You just kind of fly, like almost like a bird's eye view, and go into that central area that you guys could not go through with a force field.
In your mind, Ythrin was held aloft, and still is to this day, with the magic of this arcane sphere, referred to as the Mythalar. This Mythalar has the power to recharge magical items and control the weather itself.
And you see a depiction of someone with a nearly spent kind of magical item with charges of it, like a wand be laid at the feet, and an arcanist kind of drawing some sigils in the air, closing their spell book, and putting a hand over the item, and some of this sun, almost like a sun flare, comes out of this Mythalar and connects with the almost connects with the hand as they redirect the energy to the magical item and goes into it. And you notice that the wand briefly glows before the person picks it up and shakes hand, and there's an exchange of money, and the person leaves the Mythalar.
Interesting.
The rest of you have wandering thoughts and find it very difficult to meditate, and these seats are ice cold. And as your minds wander a bit, the thoughts almost mist, you can kind of see each other as your eyes open. You can see the thoughts kind of mystifying and almost observe these very light, almost looks like strings are being like shot off of your heads. You can kind of observe them now that you're on the crystals, but these thoughts kind of just go down into the well, taking physical form, almost like someone shooting silly string out of your heads.
Hey, those are my thoughts.
Hey.
Give me back.
Hey.
Give me that back.
Hey, that's fine. As those observations move past and the insight is gained from the two that passed, you all are able to stand once again. And a rumbling at the bottom of the well.
I am leaping away from the. I'm not staying on that bench.
And
I too
as
will
you
back
leap
away.
above the benches, you hear claw marks. As 100 feet down the well, a monster comes out with 5 heads that have 100 eyes on each and teeth to match.
Fireballs down at it.
As a large 5-headed apparition with semi-conscious states from the bottom of the well and warped faces strain to see you. And the elongated necks, almost looking like a hydra with people's faces that have been mutilated on them, rise to meet you. And that is where our initiative comes in next time.
Oh, okay, good.
It's on the edge of the abyss. You're telling me?
Yeah, it's come out of the well to attack you.
Take a
I wonder who these guys are.
Is there
Back it down.
is there a
Welcome
big
to
piece
the
of rubble
immortal
cloth?
pentacle. Telepathic
Is there
pentacle.
Pickle.
Rob, is there a big piece of rubble we can like push off the edge?
Nope.
No, I'm just gonna. That's what I was saying. Is I'm just gonna like take one of the beads off my necklace and chuck a fireball down it.
Oh yeah, you have those beads.
That'd be
I know,
amazing.
because I see him coming towards me. I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, I was thinking as it comes up, I'll just pulse wave it, and push it back down at the hole.
Send it back
Nope,
down.
nope. Back.
Return to sender. I don't want this, please. Thank you.
Uno reverse.
I'm
Uno reverse. Uno reverse.
This was not what I ordered.
You guys have
Kinda
done
wish
very
that we
well for
lowered
getting
the-
information about the city. It's unfortunate that Cari had to roll the exact information you already gathered from a physical location you explored,
Oh,
but
yeah.
sorry, babe.
Still, it's nice to verify.
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize because I think it's good. I mean, like me putting 2 and 2 together from previous thing.
Yeah, it's like
so
it's a little bit rather than getting new information, you're getting confirmed of old information, which is almost as valuable.
We did get the name of the wizarding group that we didn't get last time.
Ooh.
Pretty sure you did.
Wizards of the Ebon
The-
Star.
That's not the
Did we
big
get that?
group. That's all the wizards that are in the 8 wizards.
We've heard
Yeah.
Evenstar before because I thought he said Evenstar, like from
But
Lord of the
EBON
Rings.
Okay.
as an ebony,
Star of
ebon
Mistral.
star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get that last time then.
All right. Well, that's 12:30, and I said that we could end here. We could be playing for another 30 minutes, but Cari and Jodie are fastly fleeting with their fatigue, so we're going to call it here.
Okay.
It's okay. We're gonna make the adjustment. It's a good dramatic moment to end on. I hope you guys had a good time. I still won't have. This will be the week number 2 where we haven't really been able to benefit from the new initiative thing, but I'll put the initiative order up, and then I need to go grab that monster from the other page. But we're gonna call the stream here, folks. Yeah, the players,
Yeah,
I
go
prepared
ahead.
for one thing for them to go to, and I prepared that like 2 or 3 sessions ago, so that's probably closer to like 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, and they still haven't gotten there, so I'm very prepared when they get there. for what it's worth. But there's the couple places that you guys went to today. Don't worry, these are like very easy places to run, so I'm not too fussed. I was kind of, in general, ready for you guys to do anything, and they're pretty much like, do I poke the bear type situations? Yes or no? But yeah, let's
I
call
didn't
the
know there was
stream
a
here.
fucking 5-headed bear in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, me neither, Smile. We're
To
learning
be fair,
together.
we had a lot of warning.
Where's the
All right, let's call the stream here. We'll see you guys next
Oh my
time.
gosh! I was just thinking if I put a
Bye.
fireball down in there, it'll be literally fire in the hole.
Incredible, Cari.
Bye, guys.
Fire in the hole.
I mean, that's what that means.
Bye.